honored, and I'm also more honored that because, you know, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful that we're able to have this much anticipation and so many people want to go see it and are talking about it. Like, that's what I'm grateful for.
And you had a key part in bringing it to the big screen. How did this all come to be?
Well, in 2019, I read the book. I was sent the book by my book agent and friend at the time, and I was looking for films that could inspire, that were commercially viable, but also could really like reach in and touch somebody's heart.
For one case, we're going to put every single text message, every single document, everything on a website for everyone in the public to read, come to their own conclusions, and they can determine whether or not there was sexual harassment here, there was a smear campaign, or there was retaliation, because we have proof and receipts that absolutely and unequivocally show this is not true.
Y'all, the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively showdown is as messy as a season finale cliffhanger. Grab your tea, coffee, or wine, because this drama's got receipts, plot twists, and more spilled tea than a Real Housewives reunion. We're talking leaked footage, PR disasters, legal battles, and enough he said, she said to make your head spin. Y'all, are we still in high school? This isn't just drama. It's a Hollywood scandal on steroids, and trust me, the receipts Justin's dropping are enough to make even the most loyal fans question everything. So, how did Hollywood's sweetheart and Mr. Nice Guy end up in one of the most publicized showdowns of the year? Let's break it all down. Justin Baldoni is not playing games. He's putting everything, texts, documents, videos, out for the world to see. The goal? Total transparency. Baldoni wants the public to judge for themselves. Was this about harassment, a smear campaign, or blatant retaliation? He's got receipts, and they're starting to paint a picture that doesn't look great for Blake Lively. This saga escalated after Justin released shocking behind-the-scenes footage from the It Ends With Us premiere. Yes, the infamous basement footage. Blake's response? A series of missteps that have only made things worse, from PR disasters to potential legal fallout. Let's talk PR. Blake's team is making mistake after mistake, and honestly, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. From poorly crafted statements to half-baked damage control efforts, it feels like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. But here's the thing, it's not sticking. Instead of stepping back, reassessing the situation, and regrouping, Blake's team has chosen to double down on their approach, and the public is starting to notice the cracks. Blake's classic victim cards just isn't playing well anymore. What used to evoke sympathy now seems more like a worn-out tactic that's losing its impact. People aren't buying it, and some are even questioning if this entire ordeal was just a poorly executed bid for attention. Clout-chasing accusations are flying left and right, and it's becoming harder for her to shake off that perception. But if Blake thought Justin was going to stay quiet and let her narrative dominate, she seriously miscalculated. Justin isn't just defending himself, he's coming in strong, armed with receipts that speak louder than any PR statement ever could. Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, made it clear from the start that they weren't here to play games, and they've kept that promise. The evidence they've released so far hasn't just countered Blake's claims, it's completely flipped the script, leaving her team scrambling to keep up. This drama is unfolding like a perfectly crafted plot twist in a Hollywood thriller. Every new reveal leaves you questioning what you thought you knew. Justin's team is playing this like chess, not checkers, and they've been incredibly strategic in how they've released evidence. It's like they're dropping breadcrumbs, leading everyone closer to the undeniable truth. It started with an emotional gut punch, a heartbreaking voice note about the basement situation during the premiere of It Ends With Us. That alone had people raising eyebrows, but they didn't stop there. Next came a photo that gave even more context, setting the stage for the bombshell. A full video that completely dismantles Blake's claims of inappropriate behavior on set. Now here's where it gets interesting. In her lawsuit, Blake alleged that the footage she referenced had no audio because it was muted due to background music being planned for the final cut. But Justin had the original, unedited version, and it tells a very different story. The video shows a casual, behind-the-scenes exchange between Justin and Blake that appears lighthearted and collaborative, not hostile or inappropriate. In the clip, Justin leans over and makes a joking comment about getting beard on Blake, and she playfully responds about her spray tan rubbing off on him. The two continue bantering about body makeup and other set details, all while smiling and laughing. It's the kind of relaxed, professional chemistry you'd expect between colleagues working closely on an intense project, not anything remotely resembling the harassment Blake has described. With this unedited footage now out in the open, the narrative Blake was trying to construct is starting to crumble. Instead of reinforcing her claims, the video reveals a completely different dynamic, one that raises serious questions about the validity of her accusations. This was supposed to be her smoking gun, but it's backfired in a big way, leaving Justin looking more credible than ever. In the footage, Justin leans in and casually jokes, "I'm getting beard on you today," prompting Blake to giggle and quip back, "I'm probably getting spray tan on you." The two share a laugh, and the interaction feels nothing short of lighthearted and playful. It's the kind of banter you'd expect between coworkers who are comfortable with each other, especially while filming an intense, emotionally charged scene. There's no sign of discomfort, tension, or inappropriate behavior here, just a relaxed, friendly exchange that seems perfectly normal for two actors working closely together on set. Their laughter and easy rapport are a far cry from the narrative Blake's lawsuit suggests, which paints a picture of a hostile and inappropriate environment. This clip, rather than bolstering Blake's claims, does the exact opposite. It shows Justin fully engaged in his role, both as an actor and a director, maintaining a professional yet collaborative atmosphere. Meanwhile, Blake doesn't appear uneasy or resistant. If anything, she seems equally engaged in the moment. The video challenges the credibility of her accusations and raises an important question. If this is the interaction she's claiming was inappropriate, then how are viewers supposed to reconcile the visible evidence with her allegations? It's no wonder public sentiment is shifting, with many now questioning Blake's motives and the authenticity of her narrative. When Justin dropped the footage, Blake wasted no time running to the Human Rights Office in the Southern District of New York, alleging it was an act of retaliation. She claimed Justin's public release of evidence was meant to intimidate her, and even pushed for a court-imposed gag order to silence him. But here's the kicker. Blake herself initiated this media frenzy by taking her accusations straight to the New York Times. Let's not gloss over that detail. She made the deliberate choice to air her grievances on one of the most influential platforms, essentially putting Justin on public trial before he even had a chance to defend himself. And now, when Justin uses the same public arena to share his side of the story, suddenly it's retaliation? The double standard is almost laughable. The irony is impossible to ignore. If Blake truly wanted to handle this discreetly or solely through legal channels, why involve the media in the first place? By going public with her claims, she opened the door for Justin to do the same. And let's be real, if someone is accusing you of misconduct and dragging your name through the mud, wouldn't you want to set the record straight? Justin's not sitting back and letting his reputation take a hit without a fight, and that's exactly what seems to be rattling Blake. Blake's attempt to paint herself as the victim of a one-sided smear campaign is starting to fall apart. Her own actions, whether collaborating with the New York Times or demanding a gag order after initiating public discourse, reveal a narrative riddled with contradictions. The public isn't buying it, and her call for silence now feels less like a plea for justice and more like a desperate attempt to control a story that's spiraling out of her grasp. Blake's claim that she voiced her discomfort, and Justin coldly responded, "I'm not even attracted to you," is one of the most damning accusations in her lawsuit. It's the kind of line designed to stick in people's minds, painting Justin as dismissive and condescending. But here's where things start to unravel. The footage doesn't back her up. Not even a little. In the clip, there's no trace of tension or awkwardness between them. Instead, Blake seems completely at ease. She's smiling, laughing, and bantering with Justin as if they're old friends. Her body language is relaxed, and their conversation feels lighthearted, not strained or confrontational. There's zero indication of discomfort or any kind of inappropriate comment from Justin. In fact, their interaction seems like the opposite of what she described. Two coworkers with an easy rapport, joking around as they prep for a scene. This glaring mismatch between Blake's claims and the actual footage is raising serious questions. If she was truly uncomfortable in that moment, why doesn't it show? Why is she laughing along and engaging in the kind of playful banter that suggests everything was fine? It's hard to reconcile her accusations with the evidence, and the public is starting to notice. And then there's the alleged comment itself. "I'm not even attracted to you." It's harsh, sure, but it also doesn't quite add up. Why would Justin, in the middle of a professional setting and with cameras rolling, say something so inflammatory? It feels more like a line crafted to villainize him rather than something that actually happened. With the footage painting a completely different picture, it's looking less like a case of harassment and more like a calculated attempt to shift the narrative in her favor. One of Blake's claims involves body shaming. She accused Justin of crossing the line when he asked about her weight to ensure he could safely lift her during a scene. This was framed as an insult, but context matters. Justin has back problems and was just being practical. Meanwhile, Blake herself allegedly made comments about Justin's nose, suggesting he take a month off to fix it. Pot, meet kettle. Fans on social media are calling out Blake's version of events, and the backlash is growing stronger by the day. The footage Justin released paints an entirely different picture than the one Blake has tried to sell. While she's painting herself as the victim of inappropriate behavior, the clips show a relaxed, professional atmosphere between the two. People are noticing the stark contrast between her portrayal of discomfort and the reality captured on camera. Instead of seeing a tense, uncomfortable situation, viewers see two co-stars joking around and interacting in a casual, friendly manner. This discrepancy isn't just raising eyebrows, it's shifting the public's perception of the entire situation. Fans on Twitter, Reddit, and other platforms are pointing out that Blake's legal strategy could backfire in a big way. Many are speculating that Justin might end up not only clearing his name, but also walking away with a significant financial settlement. The way things are unfolding, it seems increasingly likely that Blake's attempts to play the victim might have the opposite effect, damaging her own credibility in the process. In fact, some fans are already predicting that this case could lead to Blake's reputation taking a serious hit. The public is getting more and more skeptical of her narrative, and as more footage is released, it's looking less like a case of harassment and more like a poorly executed PR stunt. Blake's attempt to claim the moral high ground might not only fail to stick, but could also leave her vulnerable to a massive public fallout. As the facts continue to come to light, the tides are turning, and it's not looking good for Blake. The deeper this case goes, the more it's turning into a cautionary tale about the dangers of trying to manipulate a narrative without the evidence to back it up. Fans and legal experts alike are closely watching to see how this will play out, and if the current trajectory continues, Blake's career and public image could take an irreversible blow. This drama is quickly turning into something much bigger than just Justin and Blake. As more details emerge, whispers of Blake's past behavior are resurfacing, and it's casting a long shadow over her public image. One major issue that's been brought up involves her alleged tensions with Anna Kendrick during the filming of A Simple Favor. Insiders who were on set at the time claim the atmosphere between Blake and Anna was nothing short of toxic. Sources say Blake was difficult to work with, and there were numerous reports of her clashing with Anna over everything from scene dynamics to personal space. Apparently, the tension between the two co-stars was so palpable that it made filming uncomfortable for everyone involved. Despite their on-screen chemistry, the behind-the-scenes drama was far from glamorous. Some have suggested that Blake felt overshadowed by Anna, particularly during press tours and media appearances, while Blake allegedly accused Anna of trying to steal the spotlight. This apparent rivalry created a divided atmosphere on set, making it hard for the cast and crew to focus on the job at hand. Even Henry Golding, their co-star, was said to be caught in the middle, attempting to defuse the tension, but even he couldn't fully smooth things over. Now, it looks like the aftermath of that toxic set environment is still following Blake around. Amazon, which had been in the process of developing a sequel to A Simple Favor, has reportedly put the project on hold. The drama surrounding Blake's behavior and the continued fallout from the current situation with Justin Baldoni have led the studio to reconsider the future of the film. Despite early positive test screenings, the tension surrounding Blake has become too much of a liability. Industry insiders are saying that the negative press, combined with the recent legal drama and the resurfacing rumors of her behavior on set, has caused Amazon to rethink moving forward with a sequel. It's a real blow for Blake, who was once considered a darling of Hollywood, especially with the potential for the A Simple Favor sequel to capitalize on the success of the first film. But with so much bad blood following her from past projects, it seems that the personal drama is now threatening her professional future. This isn't just a one-off issue with Justin. It's a pattern of behavior that's now being scrutinized on a much larger scale. As the industry begins to take notice, it's becoming increasingly clear that Blake's reputation is on the line, not only in relation to her ongoing legal battle, but also in terms of her standing in Hollywood. If things continue to spiral like this, it might not just be her relationship with Justin that suffers. It could have far-reaching consequences for her career as well. Justin is suing Blake for $400 million, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As this legal battle plays out, it's clear this has spiraled far beyond a simple dispute. It's a PR nightmare, a legal minefield, and a career-defining moment for both stars. For now, all eyes are on Justin Baldoni and his ever-growing stack of receipts. Blake might have underestimated him, but if this footage is any indication, she's going to have a hard time walking away unscathed. And there you have it, Hollywood's latest showdown in all its messy, dramatic glory. But the question remains, who's really telling the truth, and how will this all play out in court and the public eye? What do you think about the receipts Justin dropped? Are you Team Blake or Team Justin, or just here for the chaos? Let us know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the latest updates on this saga. Trust me, this is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.